In class, you suddenly yank off the beautiful teacher's black stockings, then grab her by the neck and kiss her fiercely. But instead of getting angry, the beautiful teacher goes wild, sucking in your milky scent. This scene makes the class lose it. It's all because the Dragon Kingdom has more women than men. To fix singlehood, men must marry by 20. Monthly, people are paired up. If they like each other, it's a match. But if you don't find a partner in 7 days, the system forces a random pairing. Right after your birthday, you get a message. Your assigned partner is your teacher, Liu Xingran. Incredibly, your bricklaying father and street sweeping mother also changed identities. At noon, Maybach arrived at school. Your father, Zhang Che, appeared and said, "Son, I hid this to build your character." He handed you a bank card with 500 million on it. Now, you'll get 5 million weekly in pocket money. If you need more, just ask. Just as you were about to ask for an explanation, your dad hurriedly walked away. You couldn't help but complain inwardly. Wasn't this way too hasty? Shouldn't a wealthy family reunion scene like this be a bit more grand? Watching your bank balance jump from 500 to 500 million in an instant, your heart nearly skipped a beat. Just thinking about soon living under the same roof as Liu Xingran makes the corners of your mouth curl up uncontrollably. Liu Xingran's looks are absolutely top tier. Right now she's hiding in her office, staring blankly at the electronic marriage contract. Your names are clearly written on it, and it states that you absolutely cannot divorce within 5 years. No wonder she didn't go head-to-head with you in class. After all, you're now her legal husband. If she were to get you expelled or sent away, wouldn't that be digging a hole for herself? The scene shifts to evening. A Hualala moving truck comes to a steady stop in front of the apartment building. From a distance, Liu Xingran spots your figure and doesn't feel as much aversion as before. After all, you're not just a top student at Tsinghua and Peking University, but also quite handsome. It's just the teacher-student relationship that she still can't quite wrap her head around. Usually, when she's on stage, she's a dignified and authoritative goddess of a professor. Who would have thought she'd turn around and marry her own student? Seeing the truck come to a stop, you quickly run over to greet her. Liu Xingran looks a bit uneasy as she gets out of the car. Her face flushed as she softly says hello. "Hello, Zhang." At this formal address, things get awkward. You quickly help with the luggage. Some perceptive security guards also help out. They all help carry everything to the 16th floor. Entering the apartment, Liu Xingran is stunned by the massive panoramic windows. The night view of Yanjing is simply breathtakingly beautiful. This is the first time she's ever looked down on the city from such a height. As enchanting as the night view is, it can't compare to how beautiful you are. You softly whisper this behind him. Liu Xingran's delicate body trembles slightly. Standing there with her back to you, her heart is already in complete turmoil. Her beautiful eyes widened. "Zhang Che, you were completely out of line in class today." I shrugged innocently. "It was just a kiss, wasn't it?" "Just a kiss? I'm your teacher. That's completely disrespectful." Liu Xingran turned around with a hint of anger on her pretty face. "How's the paper I assigned last time coming along? Take it out and let me check it." I immediately realized that this little woman was clearly picking a fight on purpose, trying to use her status as a teacher to put me in my place. Didn't we agree it was due next Monday? It's only Wednesday today. I haven't even started on it yet. Relying on our legitimate marriage, I answered her with complete confidence. Liu Xingran glanced around and noticed that the room exuded understated luxury. She couldn't help but start to wonder, could it be that my cheap little husband is actually a secretly wealthy second-generation rich kid? She spotted my backpack at a glance and, without saying a word, walked over to rummage through it. I hurriedly reached out to stop her. "Hey, Teacher Liu, even though you're a teacher, you don't have the right to go through a student's personal belongings at will, do you? That would be an invasion of my privacy." Liu Xingran snorted coldly. "As a teacher, I really don't have that right, but right now, I'm checking as your wife, and then urging you to do your homework as your teacher. Is there a problem with that?" When she said that, my mind went blank. I'd wanted to be romantic, but she had me under her control. As for that 5,000-word paper, I hadn't written a thing. Seeing the blank screen, Liu Xingran stomped her feet in anger, but I shamelessly said, "I'll finish those 5,000 words this weekend." She still wouldn't let it go. "Hurry up and study. Don't embarrass me." I didn't pay any attention to that at all. I reached out, pulled Liu Xingran straight into my arms, and had her sit on my lap. "Can we talk about something fun instead?" Liu Xingran struggled in embarrassment and annoyance, but soon realized I was surprisingly strong. "Don't go too far." I held her slender waist tightly, leaned in to take a deep breath of her subtle, elegant fragrance, and instantly felt my mood lift. "It's getting late. Let's get some rest early." Liu Xingran looked conflicted. It was just past 10 o'clock, and she clearly wasn't mentally prepared yet. But from the looks of it, she wasn't going to escape my clutches tonight. All those little acts of feigned authority she put on earlier were now completely useless. Seeing that I wasn't buying any of it, she could only let me have my way. I scooped her up in my arms and strode purposefully toward the bedroom. At midnight in Yanjing, the clock struck 12. I turned off my phone and indulged myself, listening to the sound of running water coming from the bathroom. Liu Xingran was inside washing up. I casually picked up a towel and pushed the door open to go in. The next morning, we got up early. There was still a hint of shyness on Liu Xingran's face. He repeatedly reminded me to keep our distance at school. What he's most curious about now is my real background. In my student records, it's briefly written that my parents are farmers, but with my demeanor, I don't look like that at all. Last night, he tried probing me with a few questions. I casually said my dad is an ultra-wealthy tycoon, but he didn't take it seriously at all. When we arrived at the apartment's private underground garage, there were dozens of top-tier luxury cars parked neatly inside, everything from Lamborghinis to Rolls-Royces. I took the plainest BMW X7 to school, but found no parking at the gate, so I used a nearby mall. I was bored since it's so close. Yet I still drove. Just as I turned, I saw Liu Xingran and sped right over. Because I parked too aggressively, the security guard stopped me. Nearby students gathered, and Liu Xingran, just meters away, watched awkwardly, thinking the driver was too reckless. The security guard sternly asked, "You can't just drive onto campus like this." I rolled down the window and stuck my head out. "Come on, man, give me a break. I'm family of teacher Liu Xingran." The security guard was stunned and turned to look at Liu Xingran, who, after all, was a goddess-level teacher famous throughout the school. The security team leader quickly stepped forward to confirm. "Ms. Liu, is this really your family member?" Liu Xingran could only force herself to nod. "Yes, he's my cousin." Then she hurriedly got into the car. As soon as she got in, Liu Xingran couldn't help but punch me twice. Didn't we agree not to meet at school? I looked innocent. I deliberately left later. How was I supposed to know you'd walk as slow as a snail? Besides, I am your family. I said, leave later to stay low profile. Can't we go public after graduation? Liu Xingran fumed. With everyone watching, if she hadn't gotten in the car, it would look even worse. I chuckled. It's just to save some parking fees for the family. The mall across the street charges 5 yuan an hour. It's way too expensive. After parking the car, Liu Xingran, her face flushed, dashed off, and disappeared. The whole morning's classes were a breeze for me. After all, my intelligence speaks for itself. When lunchtime came, I sent him a WeChat message asking if he wanted to eat together, but he flatly refused. In the office, a few gossiping female teachers gathered around. Mr. Liu, we heard you got married, and it was even a state-mandated match. Liu Xingran was eating takeout and immediately choked, keeping his head down and not daring to respond at all. The male teachers in the office all looked dejected as well. Feeling sorry that their goddess had been snatched away, someone couldn't help but ask, what does the other person do for a living? Liu Xingran hesitated for a moment and could only vaguely reply that he was just okay. His voice grew quieter and quieter, but everyone was still unwilling to give up. Is he rich? What kind of business does he do exactly? Liu Xingran thought of that BMW X7 and casually replied, he's pretty well off, probably a small business owner. But as the story spread, it got twisted. By the afternoon, the whole school knew that Teacher Liu's husband was a big boss. Then someone questioned if their ages matched, and the rumor quickly evolved into Teacher Liu marrying a top-tier rich second generation. The gossip about the beautiful teacher spread at an astonishing speed. By the last class, the whole class was buzzing about it, while I leisurely wandered to the back row of the classroom and took a seat. Sun Yuji came over mysteriously and whispered, bro, the thing about you forcefully kissing Teacher Liu yesterday has blown up. Everyone's saying you don't have many days left. I heard her husband's a rich heir. He'd crush you instantly. The two of us were joking around without a care in the world, completely unaware that the dean had already spoken to Liu Xingran, insisting on severely punishing me for my outrageous behavior and even threatening to expel me. This really scared Liu Xingran. After all, she was counting on her husband to support me in the future. The dean was stunned by Liu Xingran's defense. She said, Zhang Che is usually well behaved. Yesterday was likely just impulse. Guide her and it will be fine. Getting into a top university is hard. Let's give her another chance. After talking to the dean, Liu Xingran stood at the podium, scanning the room. Her gaze landed on you. Students sneaked glances, waiting to see what would happen. But Liu Xingran showed no emotion and kept teaching calmly. You listened with particular focus. Your notebook filled densely with notes. Jibo leaned over and whispered, do you want to hit the library tonight for some last-minute studying? You instantly refused. I've got urgent business at home. Liu Xingran noticed and shot Jibo a cold glare, scaring him into a quick apology. Act like a model student. It'd be embarrassing to get caught in your wife's class. At 5 sharp, the final bell rang. Liu Xingran packed her notes to leave. Miss Liu, you suddenly called out. The whole class instantly fell silent, everyone wearing an expression of anticipation, thinking something big was about to happen again. With all eyes on you, you quickly walked forward. Liu Xingran's beautiful eyes widened in nervousness, her heart racing, afraid you would pull another surprise attack like yesterday. But instead, you gave a deep 90-degree bow and apologized loudly and sincerely. And just like that, the whole incident ended unexpectedly, and a wave of disappointed sighs swept through the classroom. Liu Xingran composed herself and declared the matter settled, telling you to behave at school and meet expectations. You nodded eagerly, but then added, I didn't quite get a point in class. Could Teacher Liu give me some one-on-one guidance? Liu Xingran internally called you a rascal, knowing you just wanted a private meeting. Then let's talk in the office, she said, before turning to walk away. You followed her into the garage. Inside her BMW X7, Liu Xingran snapped, you brat. I should stop teaching your class so you can't torment me. News of that kiss has spread everywhere. She pinched your arm, but you pulled her close. I'm sorry, honey. I just got carried away yesterday. I only thought of you as my wife and forgot we were in class. I'm heading home after work now, so you drive yourself, okay? Liu Xingran turned to leave, but you pulled her back. Seeing the empty parking lot, you smiled mischievously. Why not get a little closer right here?